Sir Robert Grosvenor, KG, 1st Marquess of Westminster, was that 1767 to 1845. So, what was going on before then, you ask? Anyway, where are we? It's Belgrave, Grosvenor Crescent. I get my things mixed up. Anyway, as we go around, this is Belgrave Square here. Very nice area, Belgrave. Here, it has to be said, because most parts of London, like you think of Kensington, right? Well, you think of all sorts of nice things. But, you know, you go up into the north part of Kensington and it's kind of different. Same in Chelsea. Some parts of Chelsea are, you know, not so nice as other parts of Chelsea. Belgravia is a little different, actually. I don't think there's any not so nice parts of Belgravia. Anyway, but this, I just want to mention, there seems to be some sort of Latin connection to certainly this square. I'm not too sure why. Like over there, that's the Argentine. It might be the residence, because I think their embassy is up by Grosvenor Square. So that might be the residence up ahead. You see that blue and white flag over there? To the right there, that's Mexico. I'm pretty sure that's the consulate of Mexico. Anyway, there are 4 statues in Belgrave Square, like the actual kind of garden bit. One in each corner. Right now, this is the northeast corner. And this fella, General Don Jose de San Martin, 1778 to 1850, founder of the Argentine independence. He also gave freedom to Chile and Peru, which is why this statue is the one of the 4 closest to the Argentine residence or consulate or embassy, whatever it is. Anyway, because for this, well, you can see it there. Okay, and of the 4 statues, this is the one closest to the Argentine building, and he's the fella that apparently gave them their independence. Jolly good. That's him. So as we walk around, actually I should say I was driving around here a couple of days ago and I saw some green smoke suddenly start appearing, and this bit in front of me was suddenly blocked off by about, 15 protesters that decided to block off the road, firing green smoke. And the building on the left is there's embassies on the left, or consulates, and one of them is the Turkish one, and every now and then there's, demonstrations, I think by Armenians against the Turks, or the Turkish government, anyway. So it might have been something to do with that, I don't know. But this is Belgrave Square. Belgrave Square is a key garden. There's over 500 of them, I think about 525, I guess it changes, of them in the London area. A key garden is maintained and it's all very nice. The paths are kept tidy and flowers and all the rest of it. Oh, there's a statue there. Okay, if you recognise that, I do recognise it. What is it though? Looks like 2 people, doesn't it? One behind the other. Well, alright, that's enough said about that. Anyway, if you know what it is, just put it in the comments box. But anyway, Belgrave Square is a key garden, which means that the people who live or work around it are paying towards that maintenance in the form of their rent or mortgage or whatever it is. And key as in K-E-Y, that type of key. And of course, once upon a time, it probably used to be a key. Whereas now it's probably like a password or something. How about this? Belgravia, classic car show. I think I remember this from last couple of years. Sunday, 23rd of June. That's 2 Sundays from now. 10 to 5, Belgrave Square Garden. How about that? Anyway, now we're coming up to the southeast corner. We were at the northeast corner. This is the southeast corner. And this is Simon Bolivar, liberator of Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Panama. Wow. Founder of Bolivia. Right, well, his name's Bolivar, so now you know where the country got its name from. Born in Caracas, Venezuela, the 24th of July, 1783, he died in Santa Marta, Colombia, 17th of December 1830. Pretty important fella then. Okay, here it goes. I am convinced that England alone... How about this? This is interesting. I am convinced that England alone is capable of protecting the world's precious rights, as she is great, glorious, and wise. Good Lord above. So said Simon Bolivar. Whoa. Be intense. Oh, there you go. The crests of Venezuela, Peru, Panama. Ecuador, Colombia, and Bolivia. Erected in 1974 on behalf of the countries of Latin America, liberated and founded by Simon Bolivar. Well, interesting comment from him actually. I wonder if that was translated properly. Yeah, there he is. I actually have seen, they do have a service here. I've seen like, so say like something going on here, and there'll be some folks dressed in military uniform, and there'll be others, and maybe it's his birthday or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so we go round. There's this square itself and the roads around it, a lot of consulates or embassies. That one looks, is that Belgium over there? Anyway, there's Bahrain and there's Slovakia down there. As we head to the west corner, and you can take a peek inside. Some of these gardens look these key gardens look really nice actually, I have to say, and I've never actually set foot in any of them. Sometimes I see the doors open and I suppose I could, but I never do. However, if I'm correct, this weekend is called Open Squares weekend, and of the 500, I'm going to say 525-ish of these squares, I think about 100 of them are open this weekend, this one weekend of the year. And I'm not sure if that sign said entrance, so maybe this is one of them. Here we. No, you have to climb the fence. Really? You can't get yourself. There's no little handle on that.
No, it's open garden day, and we got in.
Well, from now on, it becomes closed garden day for you.
I'm afraid so.
That's weird, you think.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody in there with one of those fobs or something.
Yeah. All right.
That's strange, isn't it? Because this is open. You'd think they'd leave it open today. Oh well. Otherwise, there's places over there you can pitch a tent. Oh dear. Okay, this is one of the 100. How about this? Grosvenor Gardens access dogs on leads. Oh, Saturday. That was yesterday. The gardeners participated in London Open Garden Squares weekend. There will be a large number of visitors in the garden Saturday the 8th between 10 to 5. We request that you keep your dogs on leads. Garden members are advised to access the garden by the west. No. Okay, the south gate, which is this gate here, will be operating ticketed entry for the visitors. Although I do think the tickets are free. But anyway, it was yesterday, so it's not one weekend a year. It appears to be one day a year, which was yesterday. Anyway, I think the website was something like opensquares.com, and they're not all square. They might be like in a bit of an oblong or a circle. But certainly, if you do get a chance to wander into one of these, because someone's left the gate open, because climbing the fence is kind of a little taboo, I would, because they look like little havens of, solitude, and you see people in there walking their dogs and there's benches and, kind of relaxing really. And considering this is, a large city, because these are all over London, and you see them in central, well, we're in Belgrave here, but you see them in Mayfair and over Fitzrovia and all over the place. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, we approached the southwest corner. I think that's the Spanish embassy over there. There's the German one. Oh, here's an interesting fella. This fellow is Christopher Columbus, 1446 to 1506. He was only 60 when he passed on. There he is, and of course he's, he never set foot on what is now the US of A. He went to the Bahamas and sort of down Dominican Republic, yes, Not sure about Cuba or not, all those, but he never set foot on, say what is now the USA. Even though it's not uncommon for Americans, people from the USA, to say that he discovered America. I mean, depends on your definition of America. He never set foot on the USA, so maybe their own admission of America is the continent. Everything between Alaska to Cape Horn. Maybe that's what they meant by that. And of course, there were people there, before he turned up. So there's a can of worms. Anyway, so that was the German embassy. The one next to it, who's that? Is that Brunei? Ooh. Anyway, the flag, the one to that right, is the flag of the Asian countries, ASEAN. I think there's 10 of them. And we come up to Austria, and then there's an African one on the corner. Something tells me Ghana. Not sure. Anyway, so that Christopher Columbus statue was the statue closest to Spain, the Spanish embassy. Of course, he wasn't Spanish, but it might have been a Spanish expedition, I suppose. But anyway, there we go. Here's the garden again. Very green, isn't it? Which of course means where's the green come from? It comes from water, which normally means rain. Oh dear. Oh, they got out. Those are the folks I saw a few minutes ago. Dearie me. You like the bit about pitching a tent? Anyway, see, private. And see, that's where I guess people would put their key fob or whatever. Okay, one day I'll probably be like, retina scan, iris scan or something like that. Anyway, now that embassy on the corner over there is the Portuguese embassy. And there is the statue closest to that, which we're coming to in a few seconds, I think is relevant for a reason that I cannot recall, but hopefully I'm probably about to. Okay, here's its statue appearing, and the statue is of da 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 da. There he goes. Who is that? See if you recognise it. I don't. Prince Henry the Navigator, 1394 to 1460. Now I'm sure, so forgive me, Portuguese people, because that is the Portuguese embassy behind us. I'm sure that he's well known to Portuguese people, and judging by his name, Prince Henry the Navigator, I assume he has something to do with their trips around the planet. I would think so. I guess he's pretty important to them. Anyway, and there right behind is the Portuguese embassy, obscured by a tree. Thank you very much. Anyway, as we wander around and we finish this circle, it's also good for my steps. I'm trying to do at least 10,000 steps a day. Not too many, not too sure how many steps I've just accomplished, because the car's up there, you see. But hopefully it's a few thousand anyway. I'm eating walnuts and figs and almonds. When I leave the house, I grab a handful of each, and I bought like a big bag of each. So I'm trying to improve some things. Anyway, oh my word, oh dear, it's Sunday, it's quiet. I don't have to worry about parking, you see. Like in Belgrave, Saturdays is okay after 1:30. Of course, during the week it's the normal restrictions up to 6:30. And but Sunday it's okay. So here we go. As we come to the, I'm just going to prove that I've walked the. It's not quite a circle, is it? It's more like a square. And there's the car. As we go round. As we go round. As we go round. As we go round to the statue of the Argentine fella. That's going to be any minute, any second now. Drum roll, please. Da 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 da. Doodaloo, there he is. That's the Malaysian High Commission. He's in the Commonwealth High Commission. There's Mr. San Martin again. Okay, so I'm done. Back to the car. Finish my coffee. Bye.